Yes, hi guys, welcome to my channel. So in this video, we are going to discuss about the how to integrate the REST APIs in Postman tool. Okay, so that means we have in the previous video we discuss how to set up the Postman tool in our local PC. Right? Once you set up the local Postman tool in our local PC, so the next step is we are going to test the REST APIs. Okay, so if you want to test any REST APIs, you need to have the some REST APIs information, right? So what are the basic information we need to get to test the any REST API? Those details we are going to discuss in this video. Okay. First of all, let me open my Postman. Okay. You can also open your Postman tool. And so now I'm going to open this Postman tool. Okay, it is taking some time. So just okay. Here it is. Okay, so once you open the postman tool, it will be appear like this. Okay, so now our aim is to test the our APIs is working fine or not. To test that scenarios, we are going to use this postman tool. Okay, so if you develop any APIs, maybe the API purpose will be different. Like we are going to develop the REST APIs like different types, like one is a guest, post, put, patch, delete, head options. These are the APIs types. So if you are going to test any API, first of all you need to know what is the API type. Is it get API? The purpose of the get API is to get the information. So if you want to perform any get operations like getting the employee information, getting the student information, in that scenarios we are going to use the get. Next one is post. If you want to store any information into the database or file, in this situation you are going to use the post API. Put is you want to update in the existing information. Let's say an example, I have the student information. So if you want to update the mobile number of the student, in this case you are going to use the put method. Okay, next is the delete. It is for the delete the entry. Okay, just now you can forget about the head and option. We'll discuss the two things in the future. Okay, so here I'm going to give the some clarity to you. Okay, so what is the difference between the post and put? Actually guys, there is no difference between the post and put. It is only for our convenient. If you see the post API, that is the to perform the save operation, like insert the new record in the database. So if it is put, you are performing the update operation. You can perform the save operation by using the put also. There is no restriction. But as per the standards, you need to follow it. Okay, it is not mandatory. If you want to save any record in the database, you can use the post or put. It will yellow. But for our convenience, we are going to differentiate the save and put. Okay. Okay. Now we understand what are the APIs types. Okay. Next, if you want to test the APIs, you need to have the some APIs, right? Okay. As a developer point of view, I can create one application and I will produce the APIs. I can integrate test. But as a tester point of view, we cannot create the application, right? But we need to have the some APIs. So for testing these APIs and to understand this tool, we are going to have the some of the available APIs in the online. Those are the APIs which are going to available. We can use those APIs to test it. Okay. So now I'm going to Google for the online. free API for testing. Okay, once you search this one, you will get the number of website. Okay, let me open any one of it. So these many APIs are available to us to test. Okay, so any one of site you can get the APIs and you can use those APIs for testing purpose. Okay, these many websites are available. Okay, so we going to choose one API. Maybe this site is too slow, so we'll check for this some other. Okay, let me open some sample request here. Okay, so this link I will provide to you in the description of this video. You can check that one. Okay, so now if you go to this dummy APIs, you will get the what multiple APIs. So you can see previously we discussed, right? So what is the get? The purpose of get is to get the employee information. Get, this is also get, and this is post and put, and this is delete. Okay, so first of all we are going to test with the get API. Okay, so copy this URL. This is the one important factor you need to get from the, if you want to test any application, first of all you need to have the URL, right? Yes, what is the first thing you need to know? You need to know the URL. This is the my sorry, this is my URL. Okay, I'm just copy this one and paste here. So I know the my API URL. Second one is I need to know what is the method type of this API. Type, what is the method type? Method type is get. Okay, get method. So as of now these two details are enough to us. We have some more details also, but later we will discuss. First we just need to understand how to integrate get API in the postman tab. Okay, here you just focus on the URL. You have the URL and you have the method type. Okay, so now you have the two details. Hmm? Now open the postman tool. So here you can select the method type. So our method type is get method. Okay, here it is asking the URL. You have your URL right with you? Yes, this is the URL. Copy this URL, paste in the postman. Okay, now we are going to hit the send button. See, once you hit the send button, we got the response. Okay, just copy this response and this is the response. Paste here. See what happens here. So this is your API. What is the method type is? Method type is get method. Get means getting the all the employee information. Okay, this is a URL and this is the method type. Once you hit this URL, you got the response. The response is like status is success and data. You are getting the some data. So this is the structure. So what is the format of this data? This is the JSON. What is the format of this data? This is the JSON format. So here we are getting the data in the form of the JSON. We can get the data in form of the XML also. in the form of the XML also. Okay, but as of now we are consuming one employee information get API. This API is giving the response in the form of the JSON. Okay, what is the data we are having? This is the JSON object. On the JSON object we have the status as a success. In the data is the list of object. Okay, list of objects. In the list of objects we have the multiple objects. On that one of each object contain the ID, employee ID, name, salary, age, and image profile. Like that we are going to get the all the employee information. Okay, so open the postman tool. So this is the, so you got the method type, you know the method type of the API. So you set up the method type as a get, and you have the URL, and you paste the URL here, and you hit the send button. Okay, once you hit the set button, you are getting the response. The response will be appear in the postman tool here. Okay, see, I can able to save this response also. Okay, the download response is saved. Go to the downloads. Okay, I'm going to downloads. So just now, okay, it's stored in somewhere. Okay, later we'll check that. Okay, so this is the area we are going to get the response. Okay, this is the first API, get API integration with the postman tool. Okay, next we are going to test with the another API. We have the multiple APIs, right? So this is also get API. But okay, let me copy this URL and we'll compare both. Let me copy this URL and paste here. So this is the one more URL, and the method type is same. But what is the difference? At the end, we are able to see one. Okay, what is the difference? At the end, we are able to see the one. If you see here, we have the description. The purpose of this API is to get the all employee data, but the second API purpose is to get a single employee data. Okay, some cases it is not required to get the all the information, right? So you need to get the information over the respective employee. Okay, that times we need to pass the either ID, name, salary, age, something based on the primary key information we are going to send the data. Hmm? So okay, everything is fine. So up to now what we know only URL, we know method type, we know the response, we know where we need to keep the URL, we know where we need to keep the method type, we know where we'll get the response in the postman tool. But second question, now we don't know what is this one, how we are going to keep this one. Actually, this is the path variable. Okay, if you are passing any data in the URL, we can pass the data in the URL also. Okay, you are giving that information, like you are passing the information, you are asking to the server. So I have the employee ID, you need to give that a respective information. Okay, you are passing the employee ID in the URL. Okay, so this is the path variable. Okay, we can check once, we'll understand so how to pass the path variable. Okay, now I open the new URL and the method type is get, and next one is a one, and hit give hit it. See, I got the employee information of the one. Previously we have the all employee information, right? Compare it, we have the only one honor, so tiger. Here we have the employee name as a tiger only. Hmm? That means we are getting the information of the respective employee which we are passing the ID in the URL. Now I am changing the value as 2. So I change the URL value as 2. Now the data got changed. So this is the response we are getting. Okay, but the response will be changed based on the our input. So where we are passing the data, we are passing the input in the URL. Okay, If you are passing the data in the URL, that one, so we can pass the data in the URL. That means you are asking the server, I mean API, to provide a specific information to you. Okay, so this way of passing data is called path variable. This one we are going to call as path variable. Okay, so next is a create. So now one new employee is got joined in our company. Now what is our intention? Now we need to save that employee information in our database. Okay, so now we are going to take this URL. So this is the URL I am going to paste here. And what is the method type? The method type is post. Okay, the method type is post. You can see what is this create new record in database. Okay, that means you are creating the record. That means once you want to create any record, you are going to use which method? Post method. So I keep the post method. Okay, so now I'm going to hit this URL. Okay, let's see what will be happens. So maybe this API is not working as expected. Actually, if you want to save the record, you need to pass the information, right? But we are not passing any information here. We need to pass the information, right? Previously, in this URL, we pass the information where we gave the input to the API in form of the path variable. Path variable, how we are going to pass the path variable information? We are going to pass the path variable information in the URL. Hmm? But here we are not passing any information, but it is giving the response. Like ID is 4776, records has been added successfully. This is not correct, right? But we need to pass it, right? So these are the free APIs. Those will be work like that only. But as a developer, or we are going to provide some business logic on it. So if you didn't any information, we won't accept it. Okay, like that. Okay, let's see what is it expecting exactly. So let's click the details. You can see, so here it is asking the sample JSON. Okay, so we need to pass the information to store the data. So just click the body. In the body you will find the raw symbol. Once you click the raw, you will find the text or JSON. So what is the format of the data you want to pass it? As of now I am going to use the JSON only. I am going to click the JSON. This is the JSON object. It is expecting. Here I am going to save my name Shiva and salary something and age 23. I am going to give the click the send button. Once you click the send button, see my record got saved, right? So here we have one new point here. So what is that? You are giving the information to the API, not in the URL. You are giving in form of the body. Okay, if you are giving the data to the server in form of the body, that we are going to call as request body. Okay, this is the request body. Request body we are giving. So what is the format? JSON format. JSON format we are going to give it. Okay, so now we'll check this record is saved or not. So what is the ID? 3A886, right? So what this record, now I am passing this one and I am going to hit the send button. Okay, maybe it won't be work for the new records. These are the free APIs, sir. So we cannot expect this will be work 100%. Okay, so in the later videos I will create some I will create some APIs and I will show you. Okay, so so this is the request body we are passing to the save API. Hmm. Next API is put and delete. Okay, this is also same similar pattern. You can try. Okay, just integrating the put and delete into the postman tool, and you just try this, you will get it. Okay, so this is, in this video we just discussed the how to integrate the URL, how to check the method type, and how to identify the response, where we are going to get the response in the postman tool, and how to pass the request body, and how to pass the data in the URL in form of the path filter. These are the point, these are the basic points we covered in this video. In the next video, I will come up with a one real-time project, and I will show you how to test the APIs. Okay, so up to now what we discussed, we just discussed about the URL, we just discussed about the method type, we just discussed about the response, and we discussed about the request. Okay, so these are the basic points we cover. So these are the basic things we need to know before going to the next video. So if anyone didn't watch my previous video, just go and watch the video and set up the postman tool, and again come back to this video and watch it and test this APIs. In the next video, I will come up with the real-time project and I will explain how to test the APIs. Okay, these are the basic things we need to know lot about the postman tool, how to insert the headers, how to pass the request params, and how to pass the XML, and how to get the XML response, and authentication type. So we have a lot of things to discuss further. So okay, thank you guys.